Welcome to Vinyl Week here on Rauta Beyond. I'm having Vinyl Week on my main channel Rauta, but since it's just focusing on metal releases, I'm gonna have this one reviewed and presented you right here. This one is Street Cleaner called Annihilation. Coming from San Diego, California, United States of America. A beautiful and warm city based on my experience. This one is going all the way to 1980s. Crimewave, Synthwave, Outrun, Retro Synth, and so forth. It's a genre with very many names. And this album was originally released in 2019. And the vinyl version just arrived here for me well, I guess it was July 2020, so it's quite late for that, but anyway, let's take a look at this and I will tell you a little bit of the music after showing you the vinyl version. Released by Electronic Purification Records. As always, they have done a tremendous job with their vinyl releases. It doesn't matter what the genre is. I mean, electronic purification goes for electronic music, and essential purification, the main label, is doing the stuff with metal, and they always do a great job with vinyl releases. So this is how Street Cleaner vinyl looks like. Certain kind of a black red swirl vinyl. High quality, I guess this is 180 grams, feels very, very solid. And looks nice, plays nice, and that's what matters. Definitely an item worth collecting. Now, here on the artist's Bandcamp site, you will see that there are quite a few releases out there. But let's dive into Annihilation, because that's the album what is going on here. And pardon, I don't know why my web seems to be quite slow today. There's something going on in Facebook Messenger. It doesn't seem to be working and all that stuff, so everything loads a little bit slowly. Anyway, there's a cool story which I kind of want to point out, because this is something kind of a story. Out of the fog, a hero returns only. Things are not the same. In Street Cleaners, 2-year absence the city has festered into a putrid cesspool of crime. Thieves, murderers and rapists run unchallenged. The remaining citizens stay placated with their homes. The police are outnumbered and powerless. But things are about to change. The Street Cleaner is back. Boom. And this time it's Annihilation. Well, quite a story for a album. An album which is kind of like a 1980s movie that never happened. That is what was mentioned somewhere here. And it also actually says here that it is indeed an 180 grams vinyl. Street Cleaner's music is very much like going back to 90s. And it could be a soundtrack indeed to a movie that never took place. If only the movie was something like Charles Bronson doing Death Wish in a cyberpunk version. Or maybe it's like Escape from New York Part 3, something along those lines. A little bit of exploitation, a lot of violence, not so much a love story, at least if this would be the soundtrack, because everything here is quite aggressive in so many ways, even if it's mostly synth done. And when I say mostly, well, there are electronic guitars and there are drums, so it's kind of like flirting with metal and rock music, but still, well, being kind of a synthwave stuff. And because of this crime story background, I think it's kind of safe to say that this is indeed a crime wave release. So whereas some synthwave albums are definitely more into kind of a danceable beats or good moods in a like Miami Vice thing, you know, like your hair going back in the wind and you having cold beer and hot women by your side when you're just going with the speedboat. Street Cleaner is dirtier, it's uglier, and it's more violent and aggressive. Not so much good mood, but definitely still having this kind of a synthwave stuff. So it's very energetic, it's kind of a up-tempo music, and it's much well-deserved getting the attention of, synthwave fan base and audience. Now, obviously, it depends, much like in any genre, that whatever your personal favorites are, what kind of nuances you like in music, this is not for the people who are looking for that kind of a feel-good, up-tempo, whatever stuff. But in case you want to go to the 80s, into the action movies, in these kind of a cyberpunk features or retro futuristic things, this would be very, very much an album. I mean, it's way too aggressive for movies like Blade Runner, but if this was some Charles Bronson movie, yeah, it would probably fit rather well, especially if you add a layer of cyberpunk there. Now, cyberpunk is very much present today as well. I mean, the new game Cyberpunk 2077 is right there to bring you the cyberpunk future with gritty stories and, well, awful people and all that stuff. So in case you just happen to be in the world of that game, this would be a soundtrack. You can pretty much get the same kind of feeling, well, in some ways anyway, yet still not being music from the game. So now it's totally good time to recheck these kinds of bands and releases, because, I mean, these are kind of a timeless, and these could have been back in the 80s, but they are not. So it's like retro music in its purest form, I guess, and very much worth checking for. Not exactly my favorite of recent Synthwave releases, but still a good one. So I urge you to give it a go. You can find it here on Bandcamp, and in case you just want to go for the physical version, you will find it here as well for a decent price. I don't know about shipping then, that could be horrible during the COVID times. But nevertheless, Synthwave fans, don't skip this one, check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care, see you soon, and